three missing Montgomery College students continues in Frederick County.
And I got to play with your wand. It was great.
Definitely fun.
Oh, keep going.
All right.
Well, you
Hey, guys,
were
welcome
finishing
to a
your
new
shit.
Episode of Footage Foreplay. How y'all doing today?
I like how even in your hello, Evan is talking throughout it.
Well, I didn't know he was gonna go.
Well, anyways,
God.
I'll start. So basically, I just found out about on Tubi. Y'all like Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark? But y'all should go to Tubi and watch The Nightmare Room. Y'all ain't heard about that?
What is this? I don't know what that
It
is.
aired around 2000 to 2002 or 2001, 2002. And the first episode is great. It stars my girl Amanda Bynes. I thought Russell would love this. This is why I wanted to talk about it. And look at her. It's a Halloween with Amanda Bynes. Oh, my phone does not show good. Anyways, so it has Amanda Bynes in the first episode, and it's similar to, I just watched Pumpkinhead. Sorry, R.L. Stein's Pumpkinhead that just hit Tubi yesterday. And it was about a kid trying to save his little town that he moved into because kids are going missing and people, their families, they be forgetting, right? So it's funny that this R.L. Stein's first episode is kind of similar in the sense of kids go missing and then people all forget about them. So Amanda Bynes the episode's called Don't Forget Me. And it was pretty thrilling. She has a good scream too. This is like Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark, but it's a bit more in the middle of kids and adult. So it has a little bit more scarier images and things like that. And I liked watching it because you see a lot of familiar faces as kids. I don't remember this when I was younger, but the second episode I watched had Shia LaBeouf, and his best friend was a kid from Moesha, Moesha, Brandy's little brother. And I was like, oh shit, this is kind of fun to watch. And then the girl, she plays in movies. I forgot her name. But anyways, that one was about his little plushy doll that came to life. And it was a little kid from fucking Jerry Maguire. I think that was Jerry Maguire. Or The Sixth Sense. I don't know. It was that little kid talking about, oh, I'm your best friend. It was so cool. He was like a little kid at school. And he was like trying to shush him away. Because Shia LaBeouf was like... Yeah, I don't know. I liked it. The Nightmare Room. Y'all should check it out for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, that is Sting, dude. There's no way it's not, right?
Yeah, it has hella actors in this.
Well, I mean, like from WCW?
The wrestler?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like him.
Is that
what
who
the
that
hell?
is?
And that's homie from Malcolm in the Middle, right?
Oh, yeah, it is, I think.
Dude,
that was an air filter.
Dude, what a good find. How?
Yeah,
I've never
just
heard of this.
Tubi, because it was an old show from when we were kids. I don't think I watched it.
Dude, this looks like Malcolm in the Middle. Like he's being abducted.
Is it like Goosebumps, or is it scarier, or is it what's?
Yeah, like I said, it's like Goosebumps and Fear Street. There's Shia LaBeouf's episode 2. There's the doll that comes to life as a real boy.
That
I don't know.
too.
I liked it.
But I mean,
the
is
one
it
who plays the doll?
Like Ellie could watch this. It's not like
There
super
he is,
scary
that little boy.
or anything.
Never mind, he don't play in no Sixth Sense. Anyways, he plays in something.
That's
I've
Big
seen
Daddy.
his face.
That's the kid
He
from
looks
Big
super
Daddy.
familiar.
There you
though.
go. And yes, R.L. Stein. He, it's like Fear Street, and it's like Fear Street. There you go. Because they're a bit. Oh, there's Malcolm in the Middle. See, I didn't get to that episode, but it's only 13 episodes.
The
It only
reptilian.
lasted one season, but it's a little scary for little kids. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Cliff will like it. I don't
Dude,
know.
this looks
I
like a
had fun.
jam.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there was a
it's like the
VHS
Haunting
tape?
Hour. It's like all those. It came on the WB. Okay, Nightmare Room. Yeah, I liked it.
WB kids, dude.
This
Fucking
man-
shout
I'm gonna
out.
finish it.
What he's got the face of an author, if I ever saw one. It's unfortunate. And
He's
did
got
you
the
say
face of a radio host, dude.
okay? Did you say he has a new movie that dropped on Tubi?
Yes, it's R.L. Stein's Pumpkinhead. It's about this like his family. Their crops are all great because every year this old man named Palmer, he sacrifices a child into this harvest, and their head is the pumpkin or whatever, and then all the little juices go in there, and it sacrifices it to the land so that way they can give them great
Did
crops.
we not
So that's
see that?
No.
It's not
it just
R.L.
came
Stein,
out
but
yesterday.
It just came out.
Of
Okay.
Dark Harvest.
Look it up.
It's
R.L.
similar,
Stein
right?
Pumpkinhead. That one. And the little, it's just like, this is like a Goosebumps, literally. And when the kid gets sacrificed, when it hits midnight, everyone forgets him because the big brother who was trying to help this little boy, because he stole the pumpkin from the Palmer. So then the mom is like, oh, we got to bring this back. So the big brother brings it back for him, but then the pumpkin took him and he became a sacrifice. So only the little kids remember, but the adults all forget. So, because I think they all ate the crops. So basically, it's like a story of them trying to, get down to the bottom of the mystery and try to bring him back before it strikes midnight. And there's a scarecrow that attacks them, and there's a twisted ending. Oh, and the mom, I was going to review this, but I'm not going to. But the mom gave me Miss Rachel vibes. You just saw her in the trailer. At the beginning, she looked young as fuck. She looked like their big sister, but that's the mom. And she talks like Big Rachel. And look at her outfit. It's a pink shirt with the overalls. And she wears that for most of the movie. And I was like, look at fucking Miss Rachel up in this Pumpkinhead movie. And I liked it. I gave this 3.5 stars, I think. I gave it 4. I gave it 3.5. I like this movie. It was good. Solid. I'm too.
Damn, I was going to be saddened for R.L. Stine that he just went immediately to Tubi, but a Tubi original, I'm sure that fool got paid.
It was great. There was even Tubi Easter eggs. Like when the kids were like in trouble and they had to watch something, they were scrolling through Tubi, the app, and they actually put on the movie Slay with Trixie and the drag queen horror movie. Yeah, they were watching that. And they were running away from zombies and shit. I don't know. It was great. I like this movie. I had fun watching it. And I like the little twists and turns that they added to it. It's like a longer episode of Goosebumps.
Dude, I think
you'd like it.
Keep an eye out for that. It's true
Halloween. They be doing jack-o'-lanterns. They people doing trick-or-treat. Yeah, I liked it. All Stein's Pumpkinhead.
Dude, tight. Hell yeah.
So back to you guys. So Evan, you've been talking a lot. What you been up to?
I've been...
How's gymnasium?
Oh, it's good. Ellie just cheered at her last game of the year. So that she's done with I think there might be I don't think the team made the playoffs. They didn't do great this year. But I think she's done for the year unless they announce they're in some playoff games. But she did great. I worked concessions this time, so I was
no.
So you made people's drinks?
I was on boiled peanut and sweet tea duty. So
you boiled peanuts? That's scary because you cannot fry or boil them.
Well, no, you kind of just put, like down here they sell big ass cans of boiled peanuts, and you just put those in like a crock pot thing, like a warmer, and so you got to keep it topped off, and they'll yell out boiled peanuts. You just dip them, and I mean it's pretty. You don't have to think about it.
How punishing of a fucking retail attendee are you?
What do you mean?
I could imagine somebody coming up and be like, "Oh, can I have some boiled peanuts?" And you're like, "Yeah." Hey, I like that shirt. Like back in the day.
I didn't do the customer interaction stuff. I was just dipping the peanuts and getting sweet teas. I wasn't like interacting with customers.
I have such a hard time believing that.
I was talking to the other people back there, like the other parents who were working in the back with me, but it was a bunch of us in there. Like the way they do the concessions is like each grade that class, like the second grade class will have this game, this half. So you stay there for the first half of the game, and then another class set of parents comes in. So it was a bunch of us in there, but
yeah. I regret asking. God damn.
Yeah, no, it was it was cool though. It was hot as fuck in there, but she did great, and I don't know, she's still killing it with gymnastics. She's starting to do flips and shit, so she's really getting more complex with it. So I'm proud of her. She's doing great.
In it to win it.
Is that all you got going on?
I mean, I just been working on stuff, I guess I could say I've been doing a poster for David Dawson's new movie, so I'm almost done with that. We'll reveal it soon. Online, and I've been obviously working on my movie. I got a VCR. Should be in the mail probably by the time you're hearing this. Hopefully it's almost here by the time you're hearing this, and I'll be digitizing all those VHS-C tapes for Florida Man and kind of be on the back end of that in terms of putting it together.
Nice. Okay, cool. So how are you, Oxy Girl? What you been up to?
I've been trying to put together a Halloween costume in my mind for myself. I'm like,
okay, what
Halloween
are you gonna be?
I don't know yet.
It's in 2 weeks.
I know. Cliff has his glow-in-the-dark skeleton costume. We settled on a skeleton, also maybe with a cat backup costume if Nana finishes
so Spider
it.
Was axed.
He was talking about a skeleton spider. I was like, we maybe can do something like that. I know the boy across the street is going to be a pumpkin garbage man because he loves garbage trucks. I'm not sure what that looks like, but
there's probably like garbage bags that have pumpkin faces on them, right, for Halloween. I bet
probably,
he's just going to rock one of those.
Maybe, I don't know. I didn't stop to ask, like, but yeah, for myself, I was like, I'm blanking. I usually have a costume in mind for like the entire year, and I still end up putting it together a week before Halloween. But this time, I'm just like, oh yeah, Halloween. Like what the hell did I dress up as last year? I think I just wore a dress, like a Halloween dress. But yeah, I want to dress up this year. I don't know yet though.
What is it? Or is
I
it a
think-
surprise?
I don't know. I kind of want to do like a bat or something. I've never gone as a bat. But
Oh,
Like a bat queen?
if Cliff was a skeleton and you were a bat, that would go well together. That'd be cool.
that's what I was thinking. I was like, because he also likes bats. But yeah, to be
Russell could be
determined.
a ghost. Put a white sheet over him and just put a couple eyes.
He's done that.
Real
With
simple.
the
I
glasses.
haven't. I
Yeah.
did one time. I was going to, and then I didn't.
Yeah, because it doesn't work as well as you would imagine.
It's hard to anchor a sheet like that.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it
it
was
is,
going to
yeah.
work. It was dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was under the one at the fest and I couldn't see a goddamn thing. I was like running into shit.
We only have
during
one
the
working
fucking-
eye anyway. So
That's true. That's true.
yeah.
All right. Anything else, girl?
Nope.
Nothing new. All right, Russ, what about you?
I not enough. I feel like we're not, like, by we're I mean me, doing enough. I'm gonna be leaving here next week, probably in the Wednesday, to go out to help with another Robbie Smith movie. So I've kind of just been picking up part-time work to offset the loss of funds for the time. And it's kind of cut into all of the festival work and shit that I would normally be doing. And it's just got me in a weird mental space. I will be continuing to try and drag you out there with me, though. I'm trying to get you in this movie, Terrell. It'll be fun. Like, he's just not. Like, it'll be fun. Again, we're shooting in California, south. We're driving a little bit south. Yeah, and Robbie he's got a goal of doing a movie a year, and it's like we should just be a part of it. Like, it's fun. It's going to be a much smaller crew this time, and it's going to run through Halloween. So my grand scheme is to have my cake and eat it too, and I'm trying to get Oksana and Cliff to come down for Halloween, and hopefully, I think it might make the film. So that's my goal, and it would only be a bonus if I could drag you out too. So I'm not even asking Evan, just for anybody listening who's wondering.
How
But
the
that's
fuck
pretty
would I
much
get to
it.
California? Anyway.
You got hitchhike written all over you.
You think somebody would pick this up?
Do you? Yeah. Yeah, right. If you weren't in love with your face, you would have drawn it on every damn envelope you sent out.
Yeah, somebody would pick me up for sure. If they did. The thing is, I might have to take a more modernish, non-traditional route. I might not be able to do the actual side of the road thing. I might have to charm someone at a gas station, because I could talk my way into a car quicker than I could
Try and
look my
sell
way
him some
into a
boiled
car, I think.
peanuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still,
fuck
I'm
yeah,
confused
dude.
on how you eat those.
You just like a normal peanut. What do you mean? You just crack open
No,
the shell.
I'm
and-
confused
You
by
said
your.
you dip something into a crock
I-
pot full of peanuts?
No,
Oh,
you
like the
pour
ladle?
you pour yeah, I was just dipping the spoon in and dipping the peanuts out. Like, it's a spoon with holes in it because you don't want the juice, you want just the peanuts, right? So you like hold the spoon up for a second, let it drain out, and then pour the peanuts into the cup, and you just pop them open like a peanut with a shell on it,
They're boiled in the shell?
Oh
in the
my
shell,
God.
yeah, and then so it makes the peanut inside like soft, like, so it's not like
Yeah.
a crunchy.
And then you put it on a teaspoon and light it underneath, and then get a syringe and liquefy it.
No, that's the thing you do typically down here while you eat the peanuts. It's a separate
All right.
activity.
Okay,
Confusing.
no wonder
All
you
right.
weren't chatty. Yeah.
So all y'all you didn't have no nachos or hot dogs?
Yeah, but I had both nachos, hot dogs,
Oh,
hamburgers.
but they took you away from the hot dogs because they saw your
Yeah.
post. So they
Well, no,
they
I mean, it's
the,
just everybody kind of ran a station, right? And just
Yeah.
kind of floated there. So that's just what I wanted to do.
Yeah, they gave
'cause
you boiled
it was
peanuts, and I don't
honestly,
blame them.
I gravitated towards it because it was the least work.
Are you lazy? Okay. All
They have
right.
squirrel rotisserie over there.
No,
So
I
I'm
did
rocking-
bounce around a little, but it
Only found
no
footage
squirrel
fans.
rotisserie, unfortunately.
Y'all
Yeah,
better
the
go.
legal hat.
The
The illegal
band
merch.
logo.
Yes, but go to the website OnlyFoundFootageFans.com and use code Foreplay to save 10% off your order. I ain't been to the website in a while, so I don't know if he added new stuff, but y'all can go check. I'm rocking this.
Oh.
He probably gonna be mad, but
Dude, did you see
Period.
he added a Noroi VHS tape to the website?
Oh, he did?
Yeah, I didn't even know they made those with English
either.
subs. I think it might have gone for $100
Oh,
on there.
I
or
think
something.
someone in the UF Discord ended up buying it.
Yeah, I think Lucas
Yeah.
got it. Shout out to Lucas,
Oh, Lucas,
producer
shout
on
out to
Florida
Lucas. He used code Foreplay.
I don't know if it would work.
Man. I don't think. No, that's only official merch. Only like
Oh.
Sorgoy, Jason, and the.
Oh,
the
really? You
beanies
can't use
and
it off the
things.
whole store? I'm up here giving a commercial like you could use it on anything.
I don't think you use it on anything. Only official.
I think those beanies
Oh.
are like banned contraband now. Or I
Yeah,
guess
he's
that's
gotta
a
get
good
some
redundant
new-
way to put it.
Yeah, he's gonna
Yeah.
get some new merch. So only Sorgoy and Jason right now.
So all these episodes, I've been saying it wrong, and nobody corrected me.
Yeah. It's
well.
better that way, honestly.
Yeah, honestly.
I'm still bummed about this movie we had to watch because it's Halloween and he gave us a comedy. Like, this
Oh
is so
my
crazy.
God. Okay,
Why would a
yeah.
comedy be in the mix?
Yep.
I don't know. I don't
Oh,
get
what?
it.
So Troy James, you mentioned, I was like, his name's familiar, but his IMDb for Pumpkinhead wasn't linked to anything. That is the Troy James from Malibu Horror Story, which is now on VOD.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I'm like, why they make a whole new page for him? He already has a bunch of credits.
Listen, this is a good time to bring this up. Probably because IMDb's UI is fucking lukewarm dog shit.
Okay.
That thing is the worst.
No.
It's like the most archaic. It's still the same as it was 15 years ago. I had this conversation
No,
with David Dawson
They
the other
changed
day.
it, and it's horrible.
It's
They
like
changed it
you.
There was an
recently.
update, yeah.
It's a bunch of
hate
fucking
it.
drop downs, and like you
Oh,
have
he
to add
played
this
the
thing, and then they
Scarecrow.
check it,
Yeah.
and then you have to fix it, and it's like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, why
Yeah,
is
it's-
this like this?
It's funny. If you go back in this video, when we were watching the trailer, that fucking Scarecrow's doing like, he's doing the like, possessed girl backwards,
Yeah,
but
no,
like
he's
flipping
like-
in. Like,
He
He's
did
like
it a lot.
a-
He did. It was great too.
He's
did
one
a
of the
good job.
best like monster actors like
Is that
right
who did
now.
all
I think
the
he's like
fucking
super
crazy
flexible.
shit in Malibu?
Yeah. And
yeah,
Okay.
he
that's
was
what I
in,
said. Possessed girl backwards, flips, and yeah.
Oh, I
was
thought you were
also
talking about the
in-
other movie.
He did that on
that Stephen
Pumpkinhead
King
too.
movie.
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was crazy
Alley,
that fool
Dark
was,
Alley or something alleyway. We saw it in the theater. It was
I
really
have
long.
no idea.
I can't remember.
I just thought it was wild that dude was so good and had no credits.
Yeah.
But the thing is, and anybody who's ever done an indie movie, you'll know when you get credited by the director, a lot of the times they end up making you a new page instead of adding to
So
a current one.
bad.
It's a UI thing.
Yeah,
Nightmare Alley.
Nightmare Alley. There
He
you go.
was
You
like a
can merge 'em.
contortionist in that one too.
the pages. So it could be fixed at some point.
Anyway, what's going to be working incredibly is the UF Twitch stream. So the Unnamed Footage Festival, if you're having a hangover from the virtual fest, we are going to be returning to Twitch. Just getting sick and everybody kind of getting used to reality again has put us off a little bit, but I am aiming to do a live stream before Halloween. So stay updated with that. Also, jump in the Discord if you want to keep up to date. We're going to start dropping all of our info and stuff there first, just to give, the homies a heads up. Also, of 9 submissions are still open. We're already working on that. We already have a ton of cool shit for it. So submit. And this year, I think if you've ever submitted to a film fest, it's a lot of hurry up and wait, and it's kind of rough. We're going to try and navigate that a little bit better this year and work with people and, let people plan around it. So hopefully we can get more filmmakers to come out this year. Not that half of Canada didn't come out last year.
Yeah.
Speaking of Canadian people that came out last year, Dream Eater is also hitting theaters Friday. So hang out with the homies and go support that indie swell. I thank you. I ran out of words there, so I welcome back.
Swell. You ended on swell.
Yeah.
Shut up. It's time for the coffee table.
Swell, the most Florida word ever.
Footage fans.
That's sick swell, bruh.
Y'all know what that music means. It's time for the coffee table, a segment where a sponsor OnlyFoundFootageFans creates a complicated game that results in us watching and reviewing an in-world camera movie. Last week, we watched Cookout from Nope. I don't know why Oksana told us Cookout initially.
Because autocorrect, autocorrect fucked us
Whose
all.
fault is that? The dark web or yours?
Not
Gotta
mine.
love
Okay.
autocorrect, dude.
I
So
will
the-
just
On
say
my
not
way.
mine.
So thankfully, we figured it out. It was, or maybe not, Cook Off from 2007, rated R for some fucking reason. An hour and 40 minutes long, mockumentary, quirky comedy, and comedy, according to IMDb. Amateur chefs, in quotes, from around the country compete for $1 million prize in the ultimate food fight.
Keyword amateur.
Normally, I let one of y'all just like take it and tee off on it. I'll just say right now, this is why I don't like Phodocs. This is one of my least favorite in-world camera things. There's just quirky characters on camera and they're doing things and everything's going to end up the way you didn't expect it to, except everybody fucking expects it to. And there's nothing here. And did anybody laugh once?
I chuckle a few times.
I
Yeah,
chuckled
it
on
wasn't.
that quote I sent in the chat where he's like the cock.
The
in his mouth
cockasucker or what
something.
the?
But then they
And then
like
he kinda
said
found
it
out
to
he
death.
was gay anyways.
Sucker caca. That was what it was. Sucker caca.
It was like a bad Mad TV spoof, and some of the characters from Mad TV were in this
Yeah.
movie too.
Mhm.
But I just hated watching it. It was one of the most painful experiences watching a movie I think I've ever had. I was like, "What is this?" And nothing, like you said, was really happening. I didn't care for those quirky characters. You had the sister that can't make a pie; she just threw a bunch of shit on it. I don't know. It was weird. I don't know.
Dude, the first strike is when the fucking moment it opens up, they straight up steal Napoleon Dynamite's intro credits. Like the
I
fucking
didn't even notice.
food, the writing on the thing, like it's literally ripped right out of Napoleon Dynamite, which was only like a couple years before. It felt so egregious, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I don't know. I think I did chuckle a few times at a few of the things, like the Golden Minutes Senior Center. Like that's funny because those people have only minutes left. And I was glad to see the guy who got beaten in jail and Harold and Kumar got out and married a white woman. That's good for him, you know. Turns out he didn't end up marrying her by the end of the movie, but that's how it starts anyway. And that's the only other thing I've ever seen that guy in. If you don't know what I'm talking about, he's in Harold and Kumar 1. He's like the guy in the prison who the fucking cops like let them go and beat the shit out of. There we go. Look at that. Look at that, dude.
You know, I hope everybody else is like me and you had no idea what the fuck Evan was talking
No.
about with the intro credits.
I saw
for
that movie
Napoleon.
one time when it was in theaters 15 years ago. or
Yeah, I didn't
something.
understand it either.
You know what, Evan?
You're right.
You were correct. They completely ripped it. Wait, was that it?
This one changes. That's what I'm saying. This is even better because it's like they take that idea and don't just stretch it for like an ungodly amount of time like Cook Off does. And like they actually go to other shit. They do it again, but like and also it's a different background, a different hand each time. In Cook Off, it's the same. It's like the same background, just switching out. It's a hand switching out like plates. It's like way cooler in Napoleon Dynamite.
Such a weird detail, but you're right. The problem with that intro for me, because I actually thought it was kind of quirky and creative, it's just, it never ended. You're like, dude, can we start the fucking movie? There's the 10 minutes that they didn't need. It could have been 90.
Yeah, that tidbit was sponsored by my autism.
Yeah.
So, yeah, also the Meltamito biscuits that this woman is making look straight up like diarrhea cakes when they show the picture of them. What the fuck are those things? It looks like there's refried beans dripping out the middle of them or something. It's fucked up looking. There's some gnarly food in this that these people make. But yeah, I don't know. Most of the jokes fall flat. It's like it's Melissa McCarthy, for example. I was annoyed the entire time this woman was there. Like her character in this is unbearable. Like it was just not funny and it felt so try hard. And I don't know, man. And it also, her character had no like purpose. There was no weight to her being there. Like she was just, it felt like she was there to use her name to sell the movie, if I'm being honest.
Based on the IMDb reviews, a lot of people watched it because of her. In 2020, I guess when they were like stuck at home. And,
because she'd blown up.
none of them
probably
were
after
fans.
this. Yeah.
Well, I mean, before we started recording, Evan and I kind of expounded on why I don't like these kind of mockumentaries. I think when mockumentaries first started, in the 70s and like early on, it was kind of a reminder that we shouldn't just believe something because of the format it's taking, which documentary, you know, was almost the equivalent to a book. It's like, oh, this is heavily researched. Everything here is airtight. And, you know, you could just learn like hard topics from watching a documentary. And then, you know, Spinal Tap comes around and we get like, you know, it's just we're laughing at the format and we're like, well, even though it's shot like this, it might not be true. And then it's like a decade passes and now we're just doing like quirky characters. And it's like, oh, hey, dog show, which I like. It's like, hey, let's take a let's poke fun at this overly serious kind of circus that goes on every year. And it's like, I get that. But then we start getting into like fucking Christopher Guest's late career. And you're like, what are we doing? Nothing has changed. And it always ends up being the same. Like, oh, like in this movie, the thing that killed me the most was the sisters. Like they're played up where it's like, oh, one is very pretty and one's weird and homely. And it's like one's getting married and the other one, and they're Lutheran. Oh, and it's like, okay.
And it was so weird to see Wendy, what's her name? The woman that plays the homely sister from Reno 911, Wendy McClendon Covey.
Yeah.
It was interesting to see her play this kind of character. I wish I'd liked it more. Like, because it's so different. Most of the characters she plays are the more like super fixed up, like hyper feminine type characters. And like very sexualized, even like in Reno 911. But like this was super opposite of that. So when it started, I was kind of into it, and then I realized by the end, oh, they don't really do anything with it. You know,
they don't. That's with everybody.
Yeah,
nobody has any kind of arc that isn't. You know, once they walk on screen, you're like, oh, I know where they're going to end up, or I know what they're going to be relegated to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You knew. I mean, you know the Corns from 25 minutes in at, you know, the latest, you know, the Corn's taking it. Like, it's clear. They talk about it too much. They like, I don't know, they just hammer down on everything. I think that's the problem with a lot of these things is they like run things into the ground, like bits and
ideas. I have to say, I think it's pretty funny how much it seemed you engaged with this movie. Because if I'm being honest, I had a really hard time like locking in. And this kind of felt like premium second screen experience for me. Like, hey, if there's ever been a time to get on your phone, it's now, because you're not going to miss anything. And you know, you could just look up at the screen, like, look at this shit. Like,
yeah. So cringe, like, dude.
The thing is, it's just, there's no thought here. You know exactly where we're going. And then her bait and switch, you're right. Like they really pushed her on the cover for late distribution or something. And it's like, she's just like
really in it.
Yeah, she's barely fucking in it. Also, she was great. I loved her and her family and her sons.
She's great in everything, honestly.
But they got no goddamn screen time.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I would much rather just watch a faux doc about them.
Yeah. I liked the guy who stole the check.
I don't like this.
No,
whoever played him, I liked
this
that
movie,
guy.
I think is for you. I think you liked it the most.
Oh, it was definitely supposed to be for me.
I knew you were gonna like it. As I was watching this, this is like the
I didn't like
comedy.
Evan,
I mean, I engaged
if
with
you
it,
were
but I didn't like
if you were
it.
in the cook-off, would you have brought boiled peanuts, dude?
I mean, I think boiled peanuts could have swept this fucking thing, if I'm being honest.
Someone's IMDb review said that the food was so gross that they almost threw up. I'm like, that seems a little extra.
There's some gnarly shit in this. Some of it looked okay, but there's
like
some
this
gnarly
shit Melissa
shit.
McCarthy was making, just like everything out of cans.
What the fuck
just,
was
dumped.
that? It was like a slop.
Yeah.
Wow, the film sat unreleased until 2017.
So they
Makes
knew
sense.
it
I
was
was trying
shit
to
when
see
they
if-
made it.
For a decade, dude.
So it never came out.
Yeah. For
And then
a
Melissa
fucking
McCarthy
decade.
popped off, and they said maybe we could sell this shit, y'all.
Melissa McCarthy is married in real
Yeah.
life to the actor, portraying her boyfriend in the film. Okay, so they were just like, for fans of her, come check out the 10 minutes she's in here.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that's
Todd
crazy.
Glass
Yeah, he was
in there.
The food reporter.
Mhm.
I liked
That's-
his character. He's also barely in it, though.
Yeah.
Dude, whatever.
That guy that was the male competitor. I know him from the Drew Carey show. That's about it.
Yeah, there was like a who's who of like comedians
Idris
who were all
Bader.
looking for a
Yeah.
break, and then they got one, and they're like, "Hey, time to put the movie out." I'm
They tried.
gonna give that 1.5. I
No,
had
I
a
gave
really
it 1
hard time with
star.
that. Yeah,
I think
One
I'm at a 2.
and for Evan,
it's for Evan.
Evan.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see.
This is for me. I toyed with
So-
a 2 or a 2.5, but
Or
I'm gonna-
you know
I'm
what? He might say it's for me again because on the internet he kept on going, "Oh, well, if you would have went with your first gut and not overthought it, you would have had X, Y, and Z." He's gonna do something stupid like that.
Oh,
Just
Well,
saying.
well, your first gut was me this week, so maybe you should go
Yeah,
with
so I'm gonna
it.
stick with it. I am.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
stick with Evan. But I just thought of it. It just clicked. He might throw a curveball, and I was like, "Oh, this is for
If,
Terrell."
if there's any world in which this wasn't assigned for me, then I call shenanigans on his
well,
part.
hold on,
Oh yeah,
because
he does.
if it's
he
a
pulls shenanigans
punishment,
a lot.
it might be for me because he knows
Maybe
like this.
he
is
knows
the,
you
this
don't
is
like
my,
the Christopher Guest stuff. Yeah,
Is-
This he's getting into your guys'
I
all
know.
of your
He is.
brains. I think this is where
This is my silver
where he was
bullet.
planning to go the entire time.
All right, Evan, I trust
I'm
Terrell's
still
gut.
sticking with Evan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with
yeah,
what I
yeah.
first
I think it's
thought.
me too.
Final
Oksana,
answers. Does anyone have any?
Yep.
No,
No.
Oksana, who was this for?
So the cook off was for
Drummer, wake the fuck up, bro.
oh, dude, probably OD'd on all those
I don't
boiled
know.
peanuts. Oh my! Are you kidding? What the fuck? What's happening
asleep,
over
dude.
there?
He's asleep. I don't know what the fuck is going
Oh
on.
my God. All right. Well, the cook off was for
Wow!
Evan, of course.
I wish we had a drum roll.
You can put it in post.
No, he can't.
No way. I'm leaving the hand drums. That was sick.
Because I don't know how well the dark web knows you guys, because he's the only one who genuinely would want to watch this out of the three of you.
Yeah.
I mean, I did. I sat and engaged with it and watched it and took a few notes. But I mean, I ultimately didn't really like it. But I don't know. The first half of the movie I liked more than the back half because
It's Halloween. I wanted something horror.
But I just didn't like
Yeah.
any of it really.
This is crazy. It's October. Isn't he usually
I
like,
was rooting for Jan
didn't
Brady.
he do a whole Valentine's month? He did all these months,
Yeah.
and then this month you want to put a comedy in October.
Well,
That's
it was-
He's
crazy.
busy.
October is usually it's a busy month for like horror stuff, so maybe it
That
was just
makes
kind of like
sense.
a thrown together.
He kind of
This was
explained
whack,
it.
though.
But
I'm
there could have
totally.
been. I'd rather had watched a horrible horror movie than to watch
Yeah.
this. It was like really
Yeah.
bad.
Yep.
I liked
Agreed.
it more than Vegan. So
You're an idiot. Vegan is. I would
I'd
watch
rather watch
Vegan right
Vegan
now.
again.
Wasn't Vegan at least not an hour and 40 minutes long?
And then
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Tubi
You need to
it's
eat some
longer
meat.
because you got to sit through all those
not enough
ads.
meat in this
That's
movie.
true.
So it was long.
No, I didn't. Ad blocker.
I had watched it on Tubi. It was like, so when is this over?
Never. That movie never fucking ends.
I will
And
say,
even when it's
even
ending, it
without
doesn't
ads.
want to end.
It felt really long.
You guys didn't like the bloopers after the credits start?
Mm-mm.
Terrell, would you go to
Oh, I
Club
killed it.
Banana?
Oh my God.
Mm-mm. I don't want to do anything. Oh,
Remember
they
that
get
funny
Club?
joke?
Yeah, it was
Club
stupid.
Bananas joke, yeah, where the fucking Harold and Kumar guy announces his homosexuality like 4 times in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah,
thing.
you could kind of get it at the beginning. I was like, he acting this way, but I didn't know if that's where they were going to go, and they did.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
of course. They met at like a musical or whatever. What are they
Yeah.
doing? Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, when
Here
she
we-
kissed him, dude, and he like had his mouth open, and she was, I laughed pretty hard at that. That was
I
fucking
bet you did.
gross.
Evan's like, I can relate.
All right, Evan. So what you got for us this week?
wait, we have.
Oh,
we
wait,
have
hang
to
on.
Pick a new one.
We gotta pick a new one.
Oh, duh.
Here we are yet again, 4 players. This time, at least, we're rested and not in a massive rush. Sorry, we're rested and not in a massive time crunch to send this only to have the episode delayed. That's, I think, a dig at me.
Well, he was shading because we didn't do it Sunday and we did it Monday. Tell him to
I
jump
know.
in late.
I
There's
texted
plenty
him
of times that
early.
he was
and then,
not ready.
What?
Yeah.
Also, tell him to learn how to structure a sentence. What the fuck?
Also, it has no impact on the show whatsoever. That's like a thing nobody would even know.
Yeah. That's what I was
Yeah.
saying. I think it might have been because
So
I
why is he
started
saying that?
checking in with him earlier.
Whatever.
Anyways, glad to see you're all back to normal. So let's get on to the clues, and hopefully Terrell doesn't second guess when he's on a 100% right hot streak, which you almost did. So number 1, not what you think when you hear this name. 2,
Tight clue.
the fear is real, but the choice is yours. And 3, not here to cut a rug or some meat.
What the fuck?
Remember when these clues were 3 words?
Wait,
Is there
who
a
is it for?
Footloose horror version? Is that what the last one is?
For Evan.
Oh, what's for Evan? Okay, good.
How
Yeah,
about cannibals?
poor
The
Evan.
boy comes to town and he just wants to dance, but they eat him.
Pick it and find out.
Sorry,
So-
I thought that bit was funny, so I'll go fuck myself.
Wait, reset
What?
it. I was
What?
looking at OnlyFoundFootageFans because I wanted to see if he actually had cook-off for sale and how much he was trying to ask for it. But it doesn't look like he has
I
it.
bet it would have to be expensive, right? If it sat on the shelf for 10 years.
Oh, you just gave him an
Supply and
idea,
demand.
and now he's exclusively going to assign us things that he's selling, so...
I know, right? That's why I was like, how much are you asking for this? Because I just want to know what he thought it was worth.
1,
He probably liked it. He probably was at the house with the laughing with his hand on his stomach.
I could see that.
I can see it. No, bitch.
all right. 1,
I don't know. Say it again.
not what you think of when you hear this name. 2, the fear is real, but the choice is yours. Or 3, not here to cut a rug or some meat.
Oh my God.
I got to go with Footloose, Cannibal Musical, C.
I think I would go 2. Because it sounds like
I don't
MTV
care.
Fear to me.
Y'all can pick
Although Fear,
between
he has
those
a good
two.
video game. I could
So,
go
No,
with
Terrell,
what is
you
the
pick.
second one? Mm-mm.
The fear is
I
real,
don't care.
but the
They all
choice
sound
is yours.
stupid.
I know.
You're the
dancing
tiebreaker.
one, I don't like dancing, so I don't like that one. And what's the other one?
The first one or the third one?
First
The second one.
The second one
Oh.
is the fear is real, but the choice is yours.
Fear Factor.
I like that better. I
He's
see the
coming
Fear
back,
one.
dude. With Johnny Knoxville. Did you see that?
Oh,
No.
we don't need it.
You think you're making that up?
No, I'm not making that up. I
You
promise.
are.
No, I'll pull it up.
You
Here.
are.
So what are we watching? What's number B?
We're watching Fear Hunters on Amazon.
Oh, fuck. We fucked up.
Fear Hunters from
Like Deer Hunters? I can't find it.
I can't find it either.
From
To 2019.
Fear Factor, the next chapter. Johnny Knoxville is the host.
There's no Fear Hunters on IMDb.
it's on Prime. I think it's from 2024. Fear Hunters.
Oh,
A group
boy.
of friends attending film school want to make the scariest film ever, but by first experimenting on unsuspecting members of the public.
Is he sending us a link? I don't know. I can't find
Director
it.
is John
it's-
Webster.
So it's listed on IMDb as In Search,
In
of,
Search
Fear.
of Fear. Okay.
Yep.
Mm.
I did find that. While
I can share
searching
mine.
for fear, fear unexpectedly finds them. It's also on Letterboxd too.
So I only
I'm a
have an
squirrel
Amazon
hunter.
VOD link, but I'm sure it's on other things. But
Okay.
God damn.
See.
Oh, it's like the cast and crew. I'm like, look at all these motherfuckers. But
I
that's the
did
cast and
that
crew.
same thing. Okay, in fear. In search of oh, God. Why is this so complicated every time?
it's on Tubi.
You know, I do understand that he's trying, like, we all work with found footage movies every year, 2 film festivals, and we see a lot. So he's got to find stuff that we, haven't seen. But God, man, these movies are practically half buried. So, all right, In Search of Fear 2019. Okay.
Yeah, I found it on Tubi. So that's okay.
Oh, hell yeah. Good.
Yeah, I wish
Yeah,
it was
let's
about
do
the video
Tubi.
game Fear. Y'all ever play that
I wonder what the
shit? 'Cause
dancing
it
one
rips.
was now.
That's Evan is jumping to conclusions that
He said it's Footloose. I was like, oh.
because of cut a rug, whatever that means.
And meat. So
I don't think
Footloose,
there's
they cut
any
the foot
dancing in
off,
this
so
one.
the foot's loose. But then Footloose, they're dancing, cut, All right. Uh,
All right,
dude.
get to your documentary. Let's see what
Yeah,
doc you guys talk about this week.
this week, I reviewed a movie called Chain Reactions, directed by Alexandre O. Felipe. Sorry if I fucked your name up, bud. It's one of these kind of, and I should preface this review by saying I don't typically like these kind of documentaries, like the structure of them and the format. It's one of these kind of documentaries where it's like people just talk. It's kind of like a podcast to me. They're just talking about why they like the movie and the themes of the movie and stuff. But
VH1 Talking Head documentary, and there's Patton Oswalt just like on VH1.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Yep.
and so I typically don't like these, but I wanted to watch it just because I love the original Texas Chainsaw. Is like one of my favorite movies of all time. So I just am like I watch anything I can that's like related to it. So I wanted to see it, and it unfortunately does kind of just fall into the category of the rest of these.
Stephen King.
It just feels like it's a podcast to me. I think I've just watched too much podcast, maybe, where this kind of conversation is just comes across like a podcast to me. But it's super overproduced, right? There's tons of like B-rolls, like cutaways, and that are not. I'm not talking about cutaways to archival footage because there's a lot of that of different movies, but stuff that they shot that's just like some rundown building where there's like a super slow zoom in between like guests and stuff. It just feels pretentious, for lack of a better word, in most of these. And I think it does kind of feel that way here. But I did engage with it more, I think, just because they were talking about Texas Chainsaw. And so I did like it, I would say, more than, I do most of these. And if you're into these kind of docs, I think you'll love it. Like it's well done in terms of being what it is. I just, unfortunately, I'm not a fan of like what it is. But so it starts out with it's got 5 people on it. It starts out with Patton Oswalt, and he tells the story about all of them. Sort of tell the story about how they first saw it to kick things off. Takashi Miike was one of my favorites to listen to on it.
Well, our girl Alexandra Heller Nicholas is in here too, and that makes me want to watch it on its own. She did one of the best books on in-world camera history.
I didn't know that. What I looked her up after this because I didn't know who she was. And I saw that book and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. She's I think the 3rd guest they have. Because Takashi Miike is second. But so they all sort of talk about how they saw it the first time. Patton Oswalt talks about how he watched it like on VHS in the 80s with a friend in like their family living room on this tiny like color TV. And then like Takashi Miike says he saw it. I liked his story the most too. He saw it because he wasn't like super into cinema and the world of film, but he had traveled like 40 minutes into town to see a screening of the Charlie Chaplin movie City Lights. And it was sold out when he got there. And so he was like, well, I've came all this way. I should see a movie while I'm here still. And so he got a ticket to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And he said he credits that movie with him being a filmmaker now. Like that's why he thinks he makes movies, is because he saw that movie and realized that because he said in their culture that like you couldn't make that kind of movie in Japan at the time. And like, it just really like opened his mind up to like what you could do with like the imagery and this like extreme sort of grotesque kind of movie. And obviously if you look at his career, it definitely tracks, like the stuff he's made.
So
and
Evan,
he talks about how it influenced.
I found the book on Internet Archive. So
hell yeah! So you can read the whole thing.
Read it.
Oh, it's a preview.
It's fantastic. Limited. Oh, guess you could get the intro at least.
I could become it said book available to patrons. I could become a patron of the Internet Archive for a month and then read it, then cancel it. No, they're tight. I liked that building was sick. We went out there when I was out there in San Francisco, and it was cool.
It's like a castle.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome looking. But yeah, it's so I'm trying to think what. Oh, Takashi Miike mentions watching it because he shot a bunch of his early movies on 16 millimeter, and he said that this was a big part of that too, because he said he loves the kind of grainy look when you shoot on 16 and blow it up to 35,
Mhm.
And it's interesting how much, though, the way that people watch this movie influenced their kind of perception of it. Because I'm going to fuck her name up too. Alexandra Heller Nicholas, did I say it right?
Yeah, dude, I fuck it up every time. That's why I don't say it anymore.
She talks about watching it because she's Australian, right? So their censorship board is notoriously like pretty hardcore. Like they don't let a lot of things over there. And it used to be even more so than now. And so she didn't get to see it until I think like 84 or something like that. She said 85 it finally made it over there. And she watched like a VHS tape of it that had been struck from like a shitty print of the film, so it was already degraded from the film, and then the color on it was super yellow and washed out from the tape being watched so many times. And she said that the whole look of the film, of how she initially remembers it, is not actually how the movie looks after she's watched it like all these years later. But it was interesting how that seemed to be a through line for people. It's just how they watched it for the first time and how they experienced it. And, you know, I started thinking about it, and I don't remember the first time that I watched it, or like
You're
when I saw
high,
it
dude.
first. But
You're probably blasted, toasted.
hold on, my
Had a lot of
fucking
boiled
what
peanut.
the fuck?
Uh-oh. Also, Terrell, you might remember Alexandra because she
Dude, my
was
headphones
on,
were like. I
yeah,
couldn't
that
hear
was God
shit when
punishing
talked.
you for your sins.
It was
dude.
horrible. That's why I
Um,
was like, it was starting to do it. Well, that's why I was trailing the fuck off there while I was talking. I'm like, what the fuck
Yeah, I'm
is
sure
going
that's
on?
why you were trailing. Here, I just want to mention that Alexandra Heller Nicholas has also been a judge for UF in the past.
Has she?
Yeah, she was on the jury.
Yeah, she was on the jury. And that's I knew Evan didn't know that. I didn't know you were going to take a fucking
I don't
hit.
remember
right
that. When was she a judge? Oh, is she the one that sent me her shit because she couldn't make it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
she was in the middle of moving, so she couldn't attend.
Yeah, I didn't
that
get a chance
one.
to even meet her. She just threw emails.
Okay. Yeah, I do. They spend a lot of time, which maybe I know we tend to, when people talk about things, we use references to describe things. But I do kind of wish this movie spent less time talking about other movies. Like it feels like a lot of the conversation is how it relates to some other movie, and it's like cool, but it's a lot of that, and I wish it was a little less of that. It is like an hour and 40-ish minutes, 2 hour and 42. So I think you could drop a little of that and maybe make it tighter, because it's just people talking with B-roll. So
No, my computer.
you kind of feel it.
Oh, okay.
Lord.
I thought the thought of another hour and 40-minute doc.
My headphones, Terrell's computer, dude. God is pissed. But yeah, I don't know. It was like a history of horror type thing in terms of it's just people talking about stuff. But I do think you could have hit this with a different edit and made it more engaging, because I do think it's really weirdly slow burn in terms of the edit. Like I said, those droning in between shots, and just there's a lot of what feels like, I don't know, just fluffy type edits that I don't think necessarily needed to be in there or really
Evan,
add anything.
Just like back in the day for us, like when you would have the TV on in your room and you're doing whatever the fuck because the internet wasn't the world changing thing it is now.
Yeah.
These documentaries were kind of important, and they were like premium, like slop television, to use today's vernacular. And it was always kind of like, oh shit, Patton Oswalt likes movies. You know what I mean? Like it was like a weird kind of, oh, I didn't know. And then later on you learn, well, Patton Oswalt does like movies. We know that now. But a lot of the other people they would get were under a different contract by that, usually VH1, and they were just given a script to read, and it'd be like, the 100 craziest moments in horror. Number 1, Suspiria. Wow, when that girl fell through and it's like, did they ever even watch the fucking movie?
Yeah.
But ultimately what it was is kind of like, early YouTube content where you're just getting like rapid fire recommendations. So you're like, oh, I could turn around now and go get it. Where in today's world, I don't know what purpose this serves, other than kind of like we're making more content off of a very popular IP in October.
Right. Yeah.
Like, did you learn anything here? Or?
I mean, not really, other than just not in terms of like actual information. I just learned how these people kind of feel about this movie, you know, and like how they think it relates to other things. Some of it was interesting, but I don't know. I ultimately think a lot of it, like you said, didn't have a lot of weight, you know, like I didn't take much away from it. I think you nailed it
by calling it a podcast, dude. I'd almost have more fun with these people in a room watching the movie and then talking about it.
Yeah.
Like in conversation. I would be much more interested in that than 15 minutes of each person,
right.
Surrounded by archival footage.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And there was some interest. I loved my favorite thing Stephen King said in the thing is he's like, I think Texas Chainsaw feels like it does because nobody told Toby, hey, you can't do this, or you can't. There was no studio giving notes. He just got to make his movie. And
yeah,
he said, the quote I wrote down was, and that's great because I hate the goddamn notes.
I'm sure he does.
And, but yeah, it is funny because it's followed by him giving notes after he says that about I
hate other people's opinions, but here's mine.
No, that was just funny, the contrast. But yeah, I do. He talks about pushing things too far and societal norms and people being upset at the movie and how that was a good thing and stuff. But I think my favorite, honestly, person, and surprisingly, because I don't think I've listened to her talk about a lot of stuff before, but I think my favorite person to listen to talk about it was Karen Kusama.
Okay, yeah.
I thought she spoke the most thoughtfully about sort of the themes of the movie and how it related to her, and just sort of, I don't know, her and Takashi Miike, I think, were my two favorites in terms of just what they said. And she talks about her interpretation of it, Karen Kusama, and a lot of it I do feel like that's how I interpret it too. And some of it I'm like, oh, I didn't get that at all. But I still thought the way that she presented the stuff was very she didn't present it in any sort of authoritative way either. Like, this is what it means. She was just like, this is how I felt and what I think this is maybe referencing this. And I don't know, it was just I liked her thoughtful kind of approach to discussing it. And I thought she did a good job of sort of diving into the ideas and themes of the movie in a cool way.
Well, your boy, Alexandra O. Felipe, he's got a pretty robust, are these all documented? Not all of them, but he's got a little bit, it doesn't matter. His next movie is very fucking up my alley. Did you see he's doing Kim Novak's Vertigo? Explores Kim Novak's life, highlighting her role in Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo and her journey from stardom to a recluse life as an artist in Oregon, using rare archival footage and Kim Novak's own reflections. One of my favorite things I know is just Hitchcock being kind of a light entertainer, as considered by highbrow artist critique, and then having Francis Truffaut, who he started one of the most critical magazines in France, and they're very critical of art, and he was the one who put Hitchcock up as being an important and very astute artist, and not a light entertainer, but a voice of future cinema, and a groundbreaking artist. And there's a huge thing in Vertigo, and I know I'm out in the weeds here, but he didn't want Kim Novak in Vertigo, and the fact that she is in Vertigo helped that film a lot. And that's a thing him and Truffaut talked a lot about. Truffaut, basically, they didn't agree, but Hitchcock thought Hollywood was dying and all the true artists are gone, and he had to settle on Kim Novak, and she wasn't that good. But in that movie, she's playing an actor. She's acting as somebody else, but as a non-actor, people thought that maybe her not grade A talent kind of informed the role in a way that a true actor would have lost that nuance. And this is the kind of bullshit that gets me super excited about film, these little collaborations. And the fact that he did a documentary on that makes me think that he's more of my age group, kind of looking at film through that lens. So it makes sense that he did Chain Reactions, learned horror voices talking about a film that we've talked about for 50 years now.
I was looking through his filmography, and he also did a thing I want to watch now that I didn't realize was a thing called Oz Lynch, and it's like talking about Wizard of Oz and David Lynch and like how
Lynch
that
Oz.
influenced him. Yeah, Lynch Oz. That seems really interesting. I would like to watch that just because I like David Lynch so much. And
I remember when that came out. And yeah, it's got like Rodney Asher in it and John Waters. It seems very Chain Reactions, just that kind of film. Yeah.
Yeah. But
All
yeah,
right,
I don't know.
fuck.
I ultimately it was hard. I struggled to rate this one just because I do think if you're looking for this type of thing, it's what you want, you know. Like so, it's like my hangups with it are kind of my personal hangups with the structure and the style of this thing, you know.
All right, wrap that up so we can pause it. Terrell, you can't hear anybody?
Okay, we're back. But yeah, no, to score this, I think I would give it Chain Reactions a 3 or 3.5. 3, I'd go 3.5 because again, I think my hang-ups with it are more my hang-ups with this type of documentary in general, and less what they did with this one in specific. So I think as far as what they were trying to do, they did it. So yeah, 3.5.
Did they have like Gunnar Hansen and all those people, or is this before that?
No, this is just people who are not. These people are not in any way related to the production of the movie. So it was Patton Oswalt,
so it's a recent
Karen Kusama, Takashi Miike, Alexandra Heller Nicholas, and was one more. Stephen King.
So 3 is low for you for a documentary. I'm kind of surprised.
3.5, but
because again, like 4 and above.
I think I would like this more if it was edited. I think the editing too for me, like if it was edited. History of Horror I mentioned earlier, and I think it's edited more like a podcast and it's also shot more like where they intersperse the talking head stuff with like roundtable conversation between, and it's edited a little more snappy. I don't know. I just think it flows better. The pace of this one I was not a super fan of that either. So I'd say 3.5 though, but I don't think it's bad. I think they did what they were trying to do. So I think it's just not necessarily for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not enough jokes.
Comes out on
I mean, it's no cook-off. Cook-out.
Cook off. You got it right. You got it right. Yeah, it comes out on video on demand, I believe, on October. I think the day that this episode comes out. So,
okay.
If you're listening to
just
this,
in time
you can
for
watch
Halloween.
it. Yep.
All right, Russ, you're up.
All right.
You must be reviewing an emo movie. What the fuck is happening?
Fuck, dude. Oh, dude.
Yeah, we forgot to mention earlier at the top that we did the intro for Halloween 3.
Yeah, dude. I had a note right here for that. I
forgot all about it. Where I dressed up as a fat witch and Russell was a
dude.
pumpkin.
No, okay.
And then yeah.
Did you also have the My Little Pony cut in the front of the theater?
Okay, can you shut up? First off, I've reinvented myself because your fucking review wouldn't end. So I had a midlife crisis happen on camera. That's one of the benefits of videotaping.
To be fair, for the listeners at home, my review
I
continued the entire time the technical difficulties were going on. You missed a lot of it.
Wouldn't
Russell got the whole thing.
So, God was protecting Terrell by cutting his headphones because this shit would just not
what
end.
happened.
But yeah, shout out to Benji Carver over at Warped Dimension, or no, sorry, not to cut that, at Warped VHS. A little bit of context: Warped Dimension was part of Another Hole in the Head, and it split off into its own thing, which is Warped VHS. And now Benji's working over at one of our favorite theaters.
Emo hair? I just realized.
I told you I reinvented myself while Evan was droning on about like this fucking VHS documentary he watched in 2025.
Cutting during that time.
I wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah, dude, I've been. That's what's going on off camera, dude. But yeah, we got invited to. Here's the thing. Benji's like, hey, do you guys want to come intro a movie with me? And we're like, okay, yeah, why not? That's fun. We like going to the theater. And then, this is a month ahead. So there's always kind of like, okay, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. And Terrell will be like, hey, what did he tell you? I'm like, I don't know. What did he tell you?
Well, because I like plans and I need to know what's happening. And he doesn't give us any of that. He just says, oh, we'll dress up as these characters and show up. And I'm like, I don't like being put on the spot. So
it
worked out.
Terrell's got a fucking robust costume closet though, where I'm like, I'm gonna be the pumpkin. Clearly, if you could see my backdrop, I am more equipped to be the skeleton child. But he deemed that for himself, so I was like, okay, fine, I'll be a jack-o'-lantern. They're tight, but I don't have any jack-o'-lantern that can fit on my head. So I went to Spirit Shop, and they didn't have, this. I almost got into this during the intro. It just didn't seem right. That movie's like kind of weaponizes consumerism in Halloween, and it's like, get corporate greed out of our holiday, which, I mean, dude, I got a Spirit Shop sweater on right now.
I can't fucking take anything you're saying right now seriously. I can't.
Yeah, you and my parents, dude. So the thing is, their Halloween mask, it's kind of like the Conjuring universe with Annabelle. The original Annabelle is just a Raggedy Ann doll, and that's creepy. Like, it's like, oh shit, that doll's haunted. But then in the movie, it's like this sculpted kind of like Slappy's girlfriend looking, blush put on her cheekbones that are all
like
high.
A porcelain doll.
Yeah, it's like forced scary. So like the mask I got was like fucking dumb. It was an upside down pumpkin where the stem was like a goatee.
Yeah.
And then Benji did a thing. He didn't even realize it, but he's like, yeah, I don't know, man. That mask is like a little bit too metal. And it cringed in my soul, dude.
He said that?
Dude, people say that like it's a compliment. Like, oh yeah, that's metal. It hurts me. It literally, I'm like, I started wilting and I was like, I can't let him see my weakness. So I demanded to wear it. So I rolled down this runway as like a little plump pumpkin, and I'm just completely outclassed by Benji, who squoze into his 8th grade skeleton pajamas, and Terrell.
It was tight,
dude.
It was tight on all his body features.
Terrell came. You had a fucking whole robe on. Terrell looked like realized, and I'm like in the middle, and I have a fucking spirit. Oh my god, it was a low moment for me. So I just said, let me hold a box. And then we're all wearing masks. It's the one thing he told us to do.
A spirit shirt. You were literally dressed as a spirit advertiser.
I was the enemy in Season of the Witch. And so Benji does a raffle. And I'm like, we're all wearing masks. So like, thankfully, Terrell can project. It was easy to give you the mic, and you just ran with it. Where I'm like, I couldn't tell if anybody could even hear me talk through them, like in this stupid ass pumpkin. But yeah, I don't know how I forgot about that. It was honestly fun. I just feel bad for the people in the audience.
It was a nice group of people that came out for it too. Yeah. So
shout out. Who was the homie from the podcast that's a listener?
Oh yeah, 1.5 white guys. They were both there. And I saw Juan, who comes to UF all the time.
Yeah, shout out Juan.
George, another hole in the head, was there.
Yep, shout out to George. Love y'all. Good group out there.
Yeah.
And Benji, I meant to bring UF shirts. 1, so Terrell could get his, and 2, so we could give a couple away. Completely fucking spaced on it. But I did bring a bottle of tequila.
Oh, that helped. My little 2 shots I took beforehand. Because I don't know what to do with this shit.
Yeah. So you just got to go out there and embrace the chaos, kind of. Okay, but other than that, this week, the stars aligned, and the brick wall that is responsibility parted ways, so that me and Oksana could go to the theater and see Black Phone 2. Now, Terrell, please cut me off at any point here when you have something to add.
Cut that fucking hair off, dude.
Well, this is what happens when you talk about a documentary for an hour and 40 minutes. Cook off. You should have saw how I looked by the end of that movie. It was not. It was much worse than this. Can you pull up Black Phone?
Yeah,
Black Phone 2. As Finn, now 17, struggles with life after his captivity.
Pumpkinhead little boy name is Finn in that too. So it's like a double thing.
Good name.
Yeah, Finn.
Struggles with his life after captivity. His sister begins receiving phone calls in her dreams from the Black Phone and seeing disturbing visions of 3 boys being stalked at a winter camp known as Alpine Lake. I gotta say, I came into this part of the brick wall of responsibility parting ways and allowing me and Oksana to go out is that there's kind of like an emphasis on like, hey, this is fun time. So I will say I took an edible and I drank a little bit while there. And my roller coaster ride with this movie was there was a moment when I was in the theater and I was like, holy shit, this is what it's like to see Nightmare on Elm Street when it first came out. Like, I was just so engrossed. I particularly love Scott Derrickson's aesthetic. I love the, like, basically what Oksana calls the sinister look, where you get like DSLR, or like, you know, just like kind of traditional looking film. And then you juxtapose that with like heavy grain, heavy distortion, this kind of like memory being like memories and dreams being anchored to like an older format. And, you know, in this movie, we're doing A Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, it's hard not to think about Freddy throughout this film. But whenever we go into a dream mode, we get like shaky, shot on film, heavily distorted. And I loved it. I just like the vibe it gave. Like, it's a clever way to clue the audience in, where I think a lot of Nightmare on Elm Street would kind of go back and forth, where sometimes they'd want you clued in and it would be very obvious. And other times they wanted the reveal to be like, holy shit, I've been asleep the whole time. And there wasn't a ton of wiggle room like that here, but man, the sets, like, I loved the camp in the snow, and I'm like, God, it feels different, and it felt big. And, you know, we don't get the grabber for the first half of the movie, which could be kind of annoying to people, but I thought they did a good job of like ratcheting it up. And then in the third act, we get practical effects that felt very 80s, where somebody's on wires being thrown around. Like, they straight up are homaging Freddy in a dream manipulating a body asleep in bed, like iconic from the first movie. And it didn't feel like parody. It felt like I don't know, it felt like correct to me. I didn't absolutely love the movie. I think the third act got a little weird, but that could have just been because I was inebriated. But I felt like the landing wasn't stuck heavily, and I felt like the grabber kind of lingered on camera in some scenes, and it kind of took away his like cinema power. But even this movie's got a lot of CGI. It didn't bother me. Like, Terrell, I have to know what you thought about like the little boys on the frozen lake.
What do you mean?
Like,
I like that
I've heard
storyline. What do you mean by little boys in the lake?
Like, I think a lot of people didn't like the heavy CGI vibe of the movie.
Oh, it didn't bug me at all.
Yeah, me either.
I mean, I was really into this movie. I liked it a lot. I liked the characters. I liked the build-up. I liked that the grabber wasn't in it the whole damn movie. It was,
yep, me
their
too.
Characters. I liked that the shift from, because we watched the first one before going into the second one, and I like the shift that girl, the little girl, she was a star in the first movie. And by the way, side note, she's the older sister of the girl from the Megan 2, little girl and Megan, they're sisters.
Oh.
So they're Blumhouse Scream Queens, and they're both.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, she has the Megan franchise. She has the Black Phone franchise. Anyways, she was great. I like that they brought back the boy who plays Ernesto. That's the same actor who played Ricky in the first movie, who was like the side-by-side like guy who trained Finn on how to like to fight and all that. And
his
he
brother?
came back to play the younger brother. Yeah, they brought the same actor back. That was cool. I like the whole Ernesto thing with the daughter, you could tell. And the whole scene where he was like, she was like, it could get a little freaky. He's like, I like freaky in the bed. It was so
Yeah.
awkward. And there was a whole row of people like, what? She's falling for this? It was a great theater experience. At the end of the movie, there was a whole round of applause. But there was a whole bunch of little people here that just loved that scene. That scene just stood out to me because, you know, they finally almost got that kiss. And then Finn is like, oh, do you think I'm hot too? Or something like that. And she was like, you were listening the whole time? I don't know. It was just really weird. The whole scene was just, the things that were saying were innocent, but they could have came off in another way. And I thought that was funny. But the three little kids, I like that because it went back to the first one, back to the mom. The older sister, little sister, she was beaten in the first movie because the dad, like, oh no, your dreams, because he turned to a drunk because the wife killed herself because of her dreams and her nightmares, which we learn more about that backstory in the sequel. But yeah, she used to got beat for that in the first one, and then in this one, you know, it helped her. But yeah, to see these kids and her talk to the different forms. And I loved how I went into the, like you said, the camera when it was a dream. It was like you're in the dream world. But the little kids didn't bug me. I wanted to know what happened to these kids and how they going to find them. But they're all under the ice and shit. And then it takes you back to the backstory of the grabber. I want to know if that was his real name, because that WHB/Bill thing, he's like, that's not my name. Did he just want to be called him or the grabber, or is there more to that story? Yeah, I don't know if I answered your question, but I like the kids. Yeah, they were CGI, but I like that mystery, and I like that they evolved the story in a way where it's just not the same old shit of just this man playing naughty boy. But he did. He played naughty boy with these boys, and that's where they end up in the river. But yeah,
dude, it felt like I don't know. I think in the 80s, like when Spielberg was kind of inventing the blockbuster, there's a lot of things that happen in those films that don't anymore. And one of the best examples, I think, in this movie was like the drive to the camp. Like what would kind of be like a throwaway exposition dump turned into like an obstacle that was just as interesting, because they're driving up and the storm is like picking up brutally and there's no visibility and they're driving on a mountain pass. And it's just like, oh shit. I'm like, this has nothing to do with the grabber, but I was like into it. And like, I felt for the characters.
Yeah, I like the how the trauma and how he, because in the first movie he was so timid and shit, and in this one he was just angry, like beating up people. That he would never do that in the first movie, but he was still dealing with what happened. And then to go revisit, I don't know, I liked all the characters and their developments and all that. It got a little religious for me. I'm not a big religion person, but like the whole Christian and all this stuff, the boy Catholic, and then you have Miss Barb. Now I hated Barb. Barb pissed me the fuck off. I wanted her to get her head chopped off. So the scene where she got cut the fuck up, I loved. I don't know. I really love this movie. Only thing I'd have to take away from it that knocked the star off for me is not that many people died. Like,
dude, I was gonna say that.
Like,
yep,
made it to the end, and I'm like, she got her head chopped off. They could have had some brutal murders, but
people just got casually chopped with like that little hatchet, but no one really died.
Dude, let me know. There's shit in this movie.
Belt. I like his weapons. It's like a belt and like an axe thing.
Dude, I can't believe that I was into, like, I can't believe that him skating around on the lake was effective. I'm like, on paper, I'd be like, this is going to be the dumbest looking shit I've ever seen in a movie.
It was cool. It was,
it was cool, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
You see where he was coming and everything.
Yeah, like shit in this movie just worked. There's just something about Scott Derrickson, like everything he does. I'm usually into the premise. I love the way the film looks. He also has great music. We are still, who did the music for this? I know during it, I'm like, what are we doing, more Throbbing Gristle again? But I think it was the same. Let me look it up. Evan, can you look up who did the soundtrack? I do know that it's available on vinyl. And it looks fucking cool, but I haven't bought like wax in fucking forever, and I don't think I'm going to start now. But man, the grabber, I don't know. I felt like he was going to be kind of a forgotten slasher type character.
Original music for the movie, or
yeah,
it was Atticus Derrickson, which I don't know if that's his brother or son, or
yeah. It's great. And honestly, a lot of Evan, just like the type of work that we end up doing with editing and stuff, the soundscape is so vibrant when we go into the dream world that it actually has kind of like a heightened reality effect. Man, when this movie's working, it really works. But I bet people are going to come out of here bitching about like CGI or something. I just didn't give a shit.
I'm interested to watch it. I liked the first Black Phone, although I'm the opposite on Scott Derrickson. I usually don't really like his stuff that much. I don't know who that is. The director. Black Phone I liked, so I'm curious how this one plays out. I do want to see it.
Yeah, so Terrell, he had done Sinister.
Oh,
does that right? Like, the aesthetic of those movies are very similar.
That's why Sonic called it the Sinister effect.
Yeah.
Well, because it just makes me think of those like the home videos from Sinister, because that was the first.
Yeah, 16 millimeter dude in there watching it. Like,
we did Multiverse of Madness.
Yep.
I really like Deliver Us from Evil, the one with Eric Bana. And I usually don't like, me, and the Body by Demon shit. I don't fuck with it usually, but I fucked with that movie a lot because I thought there was so much more to it. Like there was a lot of, I don't know, it was thoughtful.
He also wrote Dream Kill in VHS 85, which is pretty close to what we're doing here. But my last note on this movie is just the grabber. It originally I felt it was a little unfortunate for the grabber to come out when he did, because Art the Clown had just proven that there is a way in the late 20s to get on the Mount Rushmore of like 80s slasher icons. And I think with Black Phone too, like the grabber was definitely elevated to that point. I'm expecting to see a lot more grabber merch because I just think it worked. I just wish they would have let him fucking massacre some people. I'm with Terrell. Like, I'm looking for a part 3 where we just kind of dump this lore and we move into like a dark grabber territory where maybe he's just like terrorizing new people. And
wasn't the first one kind of the same situation where like it was all past killings?
Yeah, but the first movie is kind of like a moral tale and it's a character study and it's not really a slasher movie.
No.
Yeah, this one felt like the connection with Nightmare on Elm Street left me like begging for some teens to go up there and like try and like 69 and have him show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's what I'm like, let him kill some people, let him have some fun. They gave him skates, but that was about it. So yeah, I'm definitely like 4.5 here. I really liked it.
If somebody got Lake Herman Roaded though, you would have been a star higher.
I needed some fucking dude. The grabber's got to have his fun, man.
Tried to
Terrell,
make a
what would you
Zodiac
rate it?
reference for the
I
Bay
gave
Area
it 4
people.
stars. I liked it.
Okay,
it was great.
Yeah, I think I'm there too.
It would have been 5
Same.
if more people died.
Dude.
But everything else was perfection. I like the characters, the story, I like the vibe, the scenery. Everything about it was 10s across the board.
That fucking kitchen scene that I was kind of referring to where they're doing a direct homage to the first Nightmare on Elm Street, where homie gets bodied on the ceiling. How fucking cool was that?
I loved it. I wanted to die though.
She
pissed me off. She got on my nerves. She was horrible.
Yeah.
She was
I agree.
Yeah. And I like that the girl called her a twat. I was like, yes, girl. I forgot her name, but twat.
Oh, you're right. They really leaned into like the vocabulary of the era. And
they did.
It made me cringe a little bit, but it didn't take away from the movie.
Too.
What are you saying?
Your hair is also leaning right now.
Oh my God.
What do you mean?
Like it's all on one side. It's leaning to one side.
Oh, you're still stuck on that. Okay.
I'm the beautiful one now. Let me draw my face on some envelopes.
Be a lot bigger area to take up with that.
Give it a little tough,
All right,
Daddy.
so I'm going to end with my movie real quick here. The one I'm going to talk about is on Tubi. And this movie is horrific in a different way, and it is called Match. Match. After Paula is matched with a handsome online suitor, she arrives for the first date to discover a house full of dark and terrifying secrets. Have you heard about this movie called Match on Tubi?
No. I like that poster, though.
A lot of people keep posting about this and how crazy it was. I saw these influencers doing the videos about it and all this stuff. And I said, let me go watch Miss Paula and see what's going on. And it opens up with Miss Paula on many, many bad dates. She's been trying to find Mr. Right. She has a blind father who's in the hospital, and she has her sister who came from out of town, Maria. And they're all just here. Maria's trying to warn her, like, oh, be careful going on these dates with these crazy men. You don't know who you're going to find. So she finds this man, this handsome man to her called Henry. And they've been talking it up, chopping it up. But apparently he can't meet her like in person out and about in public. He has an autoimmune disease, apparently. And it happened ever since COVID. So they bring up COVID. And then Maria's like, oh, so he's just only person that cares about that still or some shit. I don't know. But Maria's like, well, I'm just so into this guy. He's like so perfect. So she shows up at his house at night by herself in the middle of nowhere. And an old lady answers the door. She's like coughing up blood and talking about, oh, hey, pretty girl. You know, it's very Solange from the front room.
Damn.
And she's like, she looked gross. She comes in and I was like, oh, well, Henry, he's running late from work and he's on his way. So she brings her in. She goes in to sit at the table. She talks about how beautiful she is and how her son's going to like her because she's petite. They're fat phobic in this movie. That's another scene. But
me too.
She basically gives her some wine. And she's like, okay, where is this? Time's going on. So she's texting Henry. And then the old lady's phone's beeping. And she said, what the fuck? So she texts him again, where are you? ETA, this old lady phone beeping. And we learn to find out as Miss Paula is falling asleep because she was drugged with her wine. The old lady's like, you're going to give me a nice grandbaby. And she falls asleep. And then we come to and we learn that this sinister shit is this old lady is trying to get a grandbaby from her Quasimodo's son. So basically she uses she goes on the apps and she tries to swipe to find the perfect skinny girl for her son. And she uses this other person to do the video calls, and then she'll glitch it out and then cancel it as if, it's a whole catfish shit. Like, oh, you never talked on camera. But they tried to, and they showed a different man. But when she get there, he's a beast. They were trying to do Beauty and the Beast girl. So there's this Quasimodo looking dude. He's big and huge, and he has like a little slump, kind of like the Wraith maybe on Dead by Daylight. Where he slumps, with like. Yeah, anyways, he looks like that. He's a big hump here, and one eye's bulging out, and the other eye is like a human looking. He has like all these little like yellow dots on his face. And he's just like, I don't know, he's trying to attack the girl, and he don't know what to do. So the mom, she gives him all this Viagra, so his dick gets hard, right? Hell yeah. And he slips because the girl, when she sees him, Paula, she throws up, and then he slips on the throw up and gets knocked out. So the mom gets mad and she throws her in a dungeon. And then the rest of the movie is just like, this is nasty scene. It's so disgusting. I can't unsee it. But basically, she goes to the son. She wakes him up. She kicks him and stuff. And she's like a big gross thing. She pulls this huge nasty dick out, and it has yellow dots and weird shit on it. And she puts like spit on her hands, and she jacks him off to try to teach him how to fuck. She said, this is what you have to do. It's so nasty. Oh, just think about it, I want to throw up. It was so gross. This is all in Tubi, by the way. And she's like, this is what you do. And then she sends him off to go attack her and like pull his dick out and fuck her. But the whole movie is about her trying to find the perfect girl to impregnate so she can have a baby because she wants a grandchild. And the movie's gross and sick and disgusting.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, and that's just the first 15 minutes, girl. I didn't even go into everything else. There's a lot of shenanigans. People trying to come over to try to like save her, and then she gave up on Miss Paula and she wants her dead. So she finds a new girl. So the new girl is this fat girl, but she ain't fat on the internet. She catfishing people. She a skinny girl, and she's what is it when you fly? An airline girl, like a flight attendant. Yep, she flies. So she's gonna be flying out. She's not even from town. So the lady's like, oh, she'll be perfect because no one's gonna remember her and all this. She get lost, whatever. So she invites her over, and she ends up being fat. She even had phone sex with her. She had her take off her panties at work and finger herself, and that was in the movie. And she was just like, oh, I want some Henry. Like, she wanted Henry because she finger fucked herself. Anyways, so she shows up and she's fat, and she was like, you look like your pictures. Like, you look like you're 45 pounds overweight. And all this stuff.
That's
and then,
it? Shit.
Yeah, well, later on when the guy comes, she was like, oh, it's a 300-pound woman in my room, in the kitchen, or some shit. She's so fat-phobic. It was a whole thing. But then her son looks disgusting. So, girl, choices. I don't know. Like you say, beggars can't be choosers. Like, this man is disgusting. She didn't want to give him no babies. But yeah, so you had the fat girl, you had the sister, you had this other guy who thought he was a ninja, and they're all in this house trying to save Paula. And that's the movie. Paula. It's called Match. So be careful who you match on the internet. Fat.
Look at Wendy's face behind Russell. Bless her heart.
But this movie I gave 4 stars for pure shenanigans and gross outness. And there's blood and gore. And there's actually kills in this. This beast was killing bitches. And
hell yeah.
It's stupid because, spoiler alert, there was a part where they were fighting at the end, and the granny was almost killed Paula, but the sister came and knocked her over with the bottle. She hit her with a bottle, and it broke her over the head, and then she choking out the granny. And then you have Miss Paula, instead of trying to go help her sister, she's trying to help this man in a wheelchair. Like, girl, you still won't dick me? Your sister about to die? And then she goes, and the sister said, hey, grab the gun, because the old lady dropped the gun. She could have grabbed the gun and shot the old bitch, but she's just like, oh, Henry, because the real Henry, his name is Eli, he in a wheelchair, and that's the brother. Spoilers. So anyways, I don't know why she didn't just use a hot brother to get her grandson, but she wanted to use the Quasimodo. It's a weird movie. Anyways, instead of her going to grab the gun, the granny grabbed the bottle glass and killed the sister when there was like 5 minutes in between all this where she could have grabbed the gun and killed this woman. Her sister didn't need to die. I was so mad because the sister was the only smart one in this movie.
Women can get wet too.
Fuck Paula. She should have died. Anyways, that was
Fuck
a
being
side
fat.
note. Yeah. So it's on Tubi. Tubi been dropping some bangers lately, y'all.
Dude,
Y'all need to
for
get back
real.
on Tubi.
They're coming to fight. Also, let's book. Dude, we got to talk to the person who made this movie. Let's take a look at her.
Is it
Danishka
her?
Esterhazy?
Oh yeah, she made the Banana Splits movie and the
Dude,
fucking
right?
sick ass Slumber Party Massacre remake.
Slumber
That
Party
Oh, I
remake
like
Massacre.
both of those.
Yep.
I didn't know she
That
did
remake
that.
rips.
She
Well,
did.
She has a crazy mind. That's all
Or
I
it's
gotta
not even
say.
a remake. It's like a like a requel kind of. But
Yep, Banana
yeah, I like both
Splits
of
is
those.
tight as fuck. She
Banana
also
Splits
did
Blu-ray
Killer
behind
Body
me back
Count,
there.
which was
I
a
haven't seen
Blu-ray
that one, but
Tuesday.
Terrell reviewed it. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was a Blu-ray Tuesday.
Wait, she
and
did
then
a sniper movie? Let's fucking go, dude.
I know. Sniper Last Stand? What the fuck
Yeah, I'm
is
looking
this,
through her.
dude?
She did a lot of stuff. I didn't know that. I didn't
That's-
look at her, the director.
That's the series that started with Tom Berenger back in what the 90s or late 90s, early 2000s, the Sniper series, and they've now got like a different like ripped guy in the lead.
Dude. Oh, man, we got to talk to her. She's making
Yeah.
some fucking real film. And, dude, Tubi,
It's on
Terrell's
Tubi.
right. They're coming out to play, man.
They
The
are.
match sounds awesome. All right.
All right. Well, that was it. I watched another movie called Your Host that y'all should watch too, so we can all talk about it. But that one just hit VOD, and it has Jackie Earle Haley. Is that how you say his name? He was the Freddy Krueger. Since this we're talking about Freddy Krueger, he was Freddy Krueger in the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, and he was in The Watchmen. So he stars in this movie about these four friends, and they all well friends. These people didn't seem very friendly, girl. They all like shady to each other. But yeah, there's these four friends who get thrown into this like game show with this crazy sadistic man who's like Jigsaw, and they all it opens up with a guy who survived. Basically, you have to be the last one left and you could live. Well, apparently at the beginning it opens up showing you, okay, that's not the case, because this guy at the beginning is like, oh, well, I did what you said, I'm the last one, and he still died. You still have a choice, and if your choice is wrong, you still die. Anyways, that's the beginning. Then it jumps to these four friends that aren't really friends because they ain't these hoes ain't loyal, and yeah, they're thrown into this game, and it's just like Saw. They all get like drugged. They're having party, having a good time. One guy shows this girl I thought was a lesbian. He uncovers himself after showering to show the dick, and she's like, "Ooh, that's a nice dick." And then he was like, and he said, "Right?" And she's like, she laughs and she runs away. He was like, "What? You're gonna blue ball me?" Like that's the beginning. And then I thought she was a lesbian. Anyways, but when you watch the movie, you'll see. And then you have the four friends. They all wake up after being attacked in the house. They're having a little party, by the way. And they all have the chains around them that's connected to a wall that can like throw you to the wall. We've seen this, right? Jigsaw. We saw this in Saw, 5. So yeah, it's all that. And they got to do a little like rock, paper, scissors, but it's like a twist. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I don't want to spoil too much of this because we should all talk to the director. But basically, they do that. But to give you kind of an idea, it's rock, paper, scissors when you play. Like he played with this one girl, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. He did the gun, and she did like a rock or something. So she had to pick. Like he says, "Oh, I messed up. I did shoot." So it's like, "Oh, who should we shoot? Or do you want rock or something?"
Oh,
and she had
what
to
the
pick
hell?
one. So she picked shoot, and then the other three had to get the other ones: the rock, the paper, and the scissors. So one girl had to open her mouth, and he got this paper card, and he slit her mouth like right here with the. Oh, I know that hurt. And then the other person, he had scissors, so he cut off his finger, and the other guy had a rock, so he got hit over the head with a rock. And then the girl got shoot, so he put out a gun about to shoot the bitch. You get where I'm going? So that's these type of games. And then it gets personal where it's like, oh, pick one of these two to kill or to save, and pick the other one not to. And then they get manipulative and they try to play each other against each other. Like, oh, well, I did this for you. You shouldn't, like that. And it's life or death. So, and then this person that you save, that person might be manipulating to get you out next. You know what I mean? It was like that. Your Host. I don't want to spoil it, but that was
looks
pretty
tight.
crazy.
I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, it's like Saw mixed in with like a reality TV show. So it's like put together and kind of dial drama-ish.
Oh,
I like those.
Yep.
Your Host, he was sadistic and crazy. He was great in this role. It's bloody, gory, has some slowish moments, but I liked it. I gave it 3.5 out of 5.
Terrell, when we were doing the diodrama thing like fucking 10 years ago, do you remember that movie Jack in the Box? I don't know if that's the name of it, but the like host of that movie was the Jack in the Box thing.
I don't remember that.
Dude, if anybody listening can find
Jack
that
in the
movie, it's a
Box.
dial drama. What we mean by dial drama is the subgenre that kind of was created from Saw, where you would have a group of people who are all strangers who are connected in some way and they don't know. And it's usually tied to a traumatic event that they all played a part in, but none of them, nobody knew that they were all connected. And then there's usually a masked killer who will enter and exit the room and usually execute people one by one. And there's like a timer. There was that one with Melissa
Like
Joan
that
Hart.
shark one.
Yeah, it's called
during
9
Shark
Lives.
9 Lives, dude.
The
She
Circle.
was,
Forget the name of that.
The
dude, she was
Circle.
so bad in
Blood
that
in the
one.
Water or some shit. It was the one where the guy was like feeding the people to sharks. It's the
Evan.
same setup.
Evan is just back there talking to himself about a different one.
What
Have
are
you
some
seen
sharks?
Yo,
Blood
which
in the
one,
Water.
Evan?
I reviewed it during the Shark Month. It's called Blood in the Water, I
Yeah.
think.
They
I
had
remember
people
that.
thrown in a room that didn't know each other, but they were connected.
Yeah. It's like people chained up to these chains, and if you lose the game, the person on the speakers playing, you get pulled into the
Yeah,
water
similar.
with the shark.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, I can't find the Jack in the Box thing. So if that rings a bell to anybody, I remember clearly having a DVD. And I even think the reason it's haunting me is I kept trying to show Terrell this movie fucking 12 years ago or something.
Yeah, I don't know
But,
about
like,
that one.
Yeah, and anyway, that's a subgenre that like doesn't get a lot of love, but is very
like those.
particular. Yeah,
There's
and I'm
some
like,
recently that I've seen, but I can't really remember the name, where they're thrown into a room. And
Yeah, we
sometimes
gotta
one of the
categorize
people
them.
in the room is the reason why they're all there. You know,
Yeah.
it's that kind of, I like those kind of things.
which is it's all based out of Saw, where it's like dun dun dun, the reveal.
Yeah.
I was the
Yeah.
guy the whole time.
Yep.
It's funny,
Or
but
Saw 2 does it great too.
yep, Saw 2, man, that's a classic movie. I love that film.
Yeah. All right, but that was it for me this week.
The first
What about
three,
y'all?
really. First 3 Saws are fucking.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it for this week's Footage Foreplay. We're going to see y'all next time. I'm going to get my life together.
Love y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Footage Foreplay. If you enjoy the show, please consider leaving a review, sharing it with a friend, or simply hitting like. These small gestures are a great free way to support this mayhem, and if you find some footage we should be fondling, email us at footageforeplay@gmail.com. Check back every Tuesday and Thursday for new episodes, and remember, don't skip the foreplay.